there, in this video I'm going to show you how to play Happy Xmas War Is Over by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. They wrote it and I arranged it for solo guitar. So we're going to take advantage of all the beautiful chords and melodies in this song, and we're going to play it on a single acoustic guitar. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to break it down in explicit detail, all the different sections of the tunes, all the bells and whistles. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas out there. Before I get started, I want to offer you a free gift. The gift is called The 5 Pillars of Fingerstyle Mastery. It's a free download, and you can view it on your phone, on your computer, and it's just a simple collection of ideas that I believe are going to give you a framework for learning to play fingerstyle guitar. The simple ideas are really worth taking seriously, especially when it comes to music, and that can be extrapolated into other areas of life too. Taking the simple ideas seriously. So I hope you'll download that free guide, The 5 Pillars of Fingerstyle Mastery. Now let's jump into the lesson. So first up, I'm going to give you an overview of what's going on with this arrangement. So the basic idea is we're keeping the chords going and we're playing the melody on top. And I'm not using a thumb pick. I often play with a thumb pick, but in this lesson I'm just playing with the bare thumb and my bare fingers. I don't use fingernails. We're in standard tuning, and the bass is just pulsing eighth notes like this. We're in 12/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's kind of how you count it. So let's add the chords. To a B minor, to an E, to an A. Let's add the melody. Chorus. Now we play the verse up an octave. Back to another chorus. Then this kind of interlude. The chorus. And then we just have a simple little outro. There we have it. Now you might listen to that and think, that looks so difficult, there's so much going on, there's so many sections. But the truth is, with any song, it's going to take a bit of time for you to internalize it. So I think it's perfectly normal for a song like this to take several weeks to learn. And that'll be accomplished by just chipping away at it a little bit each day or each time you have some time to practice. The thing about music is so much of it is muscle memory, and we need to give the muscle memory time to develop. So I like to recommend people find 30 minutes a day, maybe 3 to 4 days a week to practice, and have some of that time be really deliberately focused on learning bite-sized chunks of a piece like this, and then perhaps you want to spend a little bit of time just playing things you already know for fun, because that's a little more enjoyable sometimes than slaving your way through something. So I have tab available for this arrangement. It looks like this. It's the exact note-for-note transcription, and I don't have the copyright for this song, so I have to sell you the tab, but I do have a coupon. You can download that coupon. It gets emailed to you, and you get 20% off the tab, so you get a little bit of a discount there. So do check that out. So we're going to break down the intro to begin with. Let's jump into that now. So the intro features 4 chords. There's an A major, there's a B minor, there's an E, and there's an A. It's just 3 chords really. That's 4 bars of 12/8. And so we're playing this motif, and that idea moves through the chords. Oops. Into the verse. So I'd suggest just spelling out the chords with that melody on top to begin with. So we have the A major chord like this, and I'm using that fingering. So I have the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then 4th finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Isn't that confusing? And the melody goes open B. So we take off that ring finger, put the pinky down there on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then back to the original position. We go to B minor, just a regular B minor bar chord. And bar chords are going to be difficult if we hold them for too long, but this doesn't get held for too long, fortunately. We take off the middle finger, and then we play, we let the open E ring out, and then back to the original position. So the B minor chord, and then over the E major, we actually play an E suspended chord to begin with. So we have that fingering, open E, and then middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then pinky on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then we release to a regular E major chord, and then the pinky stretches over here to play the 4th fret of the 4th string. An E major add 2, back to the original position, and then back to A. So that's the intro. And then the verse begins. So from there, you can start to add this pulsing bass note. It's a good exercise for the thumb independence. Here we go. I'll repeat it once more. into the verse. We'll break that down next. Breaking down the verse. Now the verse is the most difficult part of the song. I should say it's the most intricate. It's the longest section. So once you've learned this verse section, you can play most of the song. So we're going to spell out that melody and then keep that same motif that we learnt in the intro going. And we can't do this perfectly because the melody is being played on the second string and the third string, and the fourth string actually. And that's where that motif is being played also. So they kind of fit together in a way that gives you the impression that the motif continues and the melody is what we're trying to have be at the forefront, the focus. So I'll play it. I'll play the verse halfway through and then we'll start to break it down one bar at a time. Second part next. So that's where the melody is. It's all within that same A major shape that we learnt in the intro, and we're spelling out second fret of the third string, open B, second fret of the second string, and then second fret of the third string, second fret of the fourth string, and then we have that motif ringing out kind of after we finish the phrase. So this is Christmas. And then we have, and what have you done? Moving to the B minor chord. So those three notes are the same. You can even do a hammer on if you want. It's A, B, C sharp. And then we play the B minor chord. And we take off that middle finger and do the same motif. The melody is just what have you done, and then we play the motif, and at the end of that B minor chord, okay, we go, so we play B, fourth fret of the third string, second fret of the second string, C sharp, and then third fret of the second string, D. And then we play this really tricky chord. So it's just one of those finger twisters. It's a bit difficult to play. It's an E suspended, just like we played in the intro, but we have the pinky there playing the melody on the C sharp. And it goes, we keep that motif going, okay? C sharp, open B. And then we go, so that is hammering from the first fret to the second fret on the second string, and then open E, pulling off from the first fret on the second string to an A major chord, okay? So it goes, whoops. And then we go into the next part of the song, but I'll just play that first part nice and slowly. Then we go, so we play that kind of A7 with a sixth on top. So it's like an A7 like that, fingered like that, first finger on the second fret of the fourth string, open G, and then middle finger on the second fret of the second string. And we're hammering on from that fourth finger to the second fret of the first string. And then we play this interesting chord. Whoops. Interesting sequence. That's what it is. So we're going. So this is like a D major, but since the melody is of the motif, I should say, we're playing it in this inversion, which is a peculiar way to play a D major. But basically the pinky's on the fourth fret of the fourth string, middle finger's on the second fret of the second string, ring finger's on the third fret of the second string. And we're doing a pull off from the first fret of the first string to the open string, open E, and then D melody note, third fret, the second string. And then we play this motif going from F sharp to E, to open G, F sharp. So it's from the A7 okay, once more. And then we play that melody note, which is D, E, F sharp. Okay, and then E minor. Okay, so it's just a regular E minor shape to begin with, and then we put this first finger down on that E flat note, first fret of the fourth string, and then the pinky comes up here to the fourth fret of the fourth string, and you resolve to the original chord. And that's where the melody goes: E, F sharp, G on the high E string. And there we have an A7 suspended, I guess. Resolving to a D. Just check my tuning here, I put new strings on. Okay, so we have an A suspended, open A, and second fret of the fourth string, open G, third fret of the second string. Walking down from the D to the C sharp to the B, sliding up to F sharp, and then pinky on the A, fifth fret of the high E, and then doing a little pull off from the first fret to the open E, resolving to a D major chord played in that position. Pinky on the D, fifth fret of the fifth string, ring finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string, index finger on the second fret of the third string, middle finger on the third fret of the second string. It's always confusing saying that. And then we go into the chorus. So I'll play that verse nice and slowly once more. Hope you can follow along, and just remember the verse is the bulk of the tune and the most intricate section. And then the way to do the D would really be like that. So you play the D. To keep that motive going, we play the D, and then we have that note kind of following the motive, F sharp, and then we take that off. It's a bit tricky to play, but that's the nature of fingerstyle guitar. We're trying to play a lot on this 6-string cigar box. And then we play open G, and we go like that into the chorus, which I'll break down in just a moment. But we're going to slide up with the pinky from the A to the B, 5th to the 7th fret on the high E string, and then the index finger plays the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then we go into the chorus. So let's break that down now. Okay, next we're going to break down the chorus. The chorus goes like this. Next verse from there. So it's a bit of a shorter section than the verse, which is nice. We start off just like we ended that verse with. I actually use that fingering because it leans into this next chord. It's quite a bit easier to finger it like that, to be honest. So we're just sliding up from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the high E string and playing that F sharp on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And then we'll resolve into this G major chord. Interesting inversion. I had the thumb on my left hand playing the 3rd fret on the low E string. This should be a pretty easy thumb stretch for everybody. And just remember, the advantage of using the thumb is we don't have to contort our wrist so it's all bent like that, which is not ideal in my mind. But we have that nice neutral wrist when we're playing cowboy position, that is. If we were playing classical position it would be different, but thumb on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and then ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, middle finger on the 3rd fret, ring finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then middle finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, open B, and then a high G. And then the melody, it's actually there on the pinky, A, 5th fret of the high E to G. And I do a little strum. Moving up to an A chord like that. So we're playing double stops there, B and G. Moving up a whole step. And then we have the ring finger and the pinky both playing 7th fret, 7th fret to an A major chord, which is 7, 6, 5, 5. So far in the chorus we have and I like to do this little riff. It's not really in the original song, but it just, I hear it in my head. It's just D, C sharp, B, C sharp. And then we go and then C sharp and A. Move down a whole step to B and G, and then we play 2nd fret of the 3rd string and 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we're just having the pinky hammer on to the 3rd fret and release to the 2nd fret. To an E minor chord, open E minor, walking up to a G, open E, F sharp bass note, 2nd fret, the low E, and then G, without any fear. So So it's open E, D, C sharp, D, and then we just do a little picking from D to E. I gotta tune my guitar again. I just put new strings on. I didn't stretch them in well enough, apparently. Close enough for rock and roll anyway. I'll play the chorus once more, nice and slowly for you. Into the next verse. Okay, this next verse is essentially the same as the first verse, but the melody's up an octave. So the challenge is playing the melody up an octave and keeping that motif going. So we start off here. Into another chorus, and the rest of the song is just a piece of cake. It's just repeating parts we've already learnt pretty much, but this is a difficult part of the song, playing the octave up high like this, and if you don't have a cutaway on your guitar, it's going to be pretty tricky. It's possible you can kind of change the way it's played a little bit, and I always encourage people to do that. If there's an easier way for you to play it that still works for the song, gets the melody across, I say go ahead and do it. What I'm doing here is doing A, B, C sharp. I'm going to use notes for the rest of the lesson because it's a bit more advanced, this section. So we go, instead of frets that is, instead of going 10, 12, 9. A, B, C. And then we go A, and then open E. And we're keeping that bass pulsing. Play the motif here. So it's C sharp, B, D, C sharp on the 4th string there. And then we go A, B, C sharp to a B minor chord. And I play it in this position with a thumb on the 7th fret, just a B minor, ring finger, and then the 1st finger barred, 7th fret, and then you keep that motif going, D, C sharp, E, D. Okay? This is a tricky chord, especially if I'm holding it and playing it slow like that. So it goes B, C sharp, D, and then we're playing E in the bass, and we're playing this A triad. It's really kind of an E suspended kind of thing. So it's what it is. So a C sharp and then a B on the high E string, and then walking down with the ring finger from the A to the G sharp to the F sharp to the G sharp, and then open E. We're trying to sound like a voice here. We're trying to sound melodic and get that through. from the 8th fret to the 9th fret, pinky on that E note, 12th fret, and then I like to bend, kind of pre-bend, release, so 12th fret, B note, back to that original A position. And then we play this little melody, just double stops. It's pretty tricky. Sliding up from the E to the F sharp, by keeping that A note on the 10th fret of the B string, moving it down a whole step. But when we play that pair of notes, the G and the E, we play the open D, and then we release to there, F sharp and D. So F sharp, E, G, F sharp. And sliding up from the F sharp and the D, and then the G and the E, and the A and the F sharp. We're going to play an E minor chord, and this would be the bit that's tricky without the cutaway, because we want to keep that motif going. E, E flat, F sharp, E, and then the melody, E, F sharp, G. We're going to play the F sharp melody note, and then an E melody note over that A9 chord. So it's A, C sharp, G, B, E. And I like to just keep going that blum, 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 blum. Hope that makes sense to you. It does to me. So that's that same A9 chord, but we have a D to C sharp on top, so the fingering changes. And then we have basically from an A9 to an A7, so the B to the A, and then we just play sliding up, F sharp, A, pulling off to an open E, back to a D major chord, and then we just go into another chorus exactly the same. So I'll play that whole verse through, nice and slowly. Just go same little turnaround, F sharp, E, G, into another chorus. So we've already broken down the chorus, so I won't do another chorus breakdown, but after that chorus it goes into an interlude. So that's what we'll break down next. Okay, so the interlude section is meant to imitate the choir singing "War is over if you want it." So basically, we've played all these shapes before, we're just playing the motif in a higher position than we did during the intro. There it is. So we're playing that A major shape, and the melody goes C sharp, B, D to C sharp, keeping that bass pulsing. And then this is a tricky little number. we're playing a B minor, and we're basically trying to go D, C sharp, E, D. Could be cool to go. Could be cool to play it in harmonics, but I never thought of that. Anyway, I just play it like this. So B note, then a B minor chord, and the melody's up there, D, C sharp, and then E, high E note for the melody, and a B minor chord, and then so it's A melody, G sharp, F, G sharp, but with the bass playing at open E. And then A major chord, the melody playing C sharp, B, D, C sharp. And then we move down to a lower inversion of the motive here. D, open E, G, D, and then E minor. And the melody goes E, E flat, F sharp, E, and then D, C sharp, B, C sharp, D. So once more slowly. We go into another chorus that's the same as before, so we don't need to break that down, but we do need to break down the outro, which is very simple but very beautiful. Okay, the outro just goes like this. So it's the same as the intro, really. I just realized that. That makes it easy, doesn't it? Yeah, it's exactly the same as the intro. Right to that move from A major to an A major 9, A, E, C, G sharp, B, and then open A, E, B, D, resolving to an A. Nice A power chord like that. So I hope you enjoyed learning this song. Let me know if you have any questions about it. It's a tricky number to play, but it's a beautiful chord progression, a beautiful melody, and it's a good exercise for our thumb independence, and it's a good exercise for adding another classic tune that people love to hear around the holiday season to our repertoire. As you know, building a repertoire is a big part of developing our guitar skills. So I hope you'll download the free guide, 5 Pillars of Fingerstyle Mastery, and get a bit of a window into the path that we all go down when we're developing our skills as guitarists. Wishing you all the best. Thanks very much for watching this video. Take it easy.